Welcome to Project Ventive channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Jibo social robots interactive behaviors like assistant and how it could maintain a consistent character and personality across all its skills and applications. Analogous to how smartphones have an OS layer that supports an app ecosystem, an intelligent agent has an interaction layer that supports a consistent user experience. But Jibo isn't just a new form of a UI, it's a whole new interaction paradigm that is interpersonal, relational, and highly engaging. One key better differentiating factor of social robots like Jibo over standard devices is that it's a technology that has presence and agency. It's a technology that people expect to act on its own and have its own robot-initiated behaviors that are driven by user-assistive goals. Something you would accept from your personal assistant. At Jibo, I worked on developing a content delivery system that gave users what they wanted, when they needed it, and in a personalized way. My expertise is in developing interactive systems that is socially and emotionally aware of its environment and users, and my key contribution to the project was creating a sensor fusion model to detect socially appropriate moments for Jibo to initiate proactive behaviors. New Jibo, voice-activated personal assistant robot, project raised $3,663,105 on Indiegogo, 2241% funded, in 2014. Available in white, black colors. They promise that Jibo can see, face tracking and activity tracking. Automatically takes photos, videos when it detects a memorable activity. Here, sound-activated commands with 360 degrees microphones. Jibo Learn AI algorithm learns your preferences and adapt to your life. Help. You can ask Jibo simple questions like converting units with voice activation. Jibo will speak back to you with reminders and answers to your questions. Relate. With face tracking and mood tracking, Jibo can react to your mood accordingly. Jibo will also dance around in place. Its face is a screen. Therefore, it can show you graphics information including face expressions. This friendly robot could one day be your family's personal assistant. For many families, the tablet has become the central, shared computing device in the home. It's a hub for learning, for entertainment, and for staying connected. But what if your tablet was even more interactive? What if it woke up when you came home, recognized your face, and suggested a couple of things you might want for dinner? What if, when asked a spoken question, it could tailor its answer directly to you, instead of just offering a blanket response? A new device called Jibo can do these things, and it could mark the next step in group computer interaction in the home. But Jibo isn't a tablet at all. It's a robot. Specifically, Jibo is a social robot. You talk to it, ask it questions, make requests. It talks back, provides answers, and takes care of grunt work like setting reminders or scouring the web. It's meant to act as a helper and a partner in a variety of household experiences, much like a physical embodiment of Siri, Google Now, or any of the voice-activated concierge services available on our smartphones or tablets. But unlike those handheld touchscreen devices, Jibo tries to act like more of a participant than a tool, as if it's a part of the family. The foot-tall, bulbous body can rotate to address the person speaking. It has a big round head, and a face that looks around the room. It even leans a bit when it turns to face you, as though it's listening more intently. Jibo is only a prototype right now. The team behind it, headed by founder Cynthia Breazeal, who is also director of MIT Media Lab's Personal Robots Group, hopes to bring it to market in time for the 2015 holiday season. Curious early adopters can join the crowdfunding campaign that begins today. The pre-sale price tag is $500 for early backers, and $600 for a developer kit. That's a little more than the cost of a good tablet, and Breazeal is clear about how Jibo is designed to perform the same types of interactions families currently use tablets for. But to do so with a physical presence that fits into human lives in a more natural way than just another touchscreen. Like a tablet, Jibo can take photos and videos. It can pull up information from the web or an app. It can act as a teleconferencing device, and it can be used to queue up books or videos, using a mixture of facial and voice recognition. As well as an iOS and Android app, it personalizes these experiences for you. You can ask Jibo to order your favorite takeout Chinese meal after arriving home from a late night at work. Or tell it to display an e-book on its face screen, turning a storybook into an interactive, theatrical experience for you and your child. It can recognize and greet you when you get home, or remind you to make an important phone call in between the day's errands. Trending now. Pixel launch 2018. Everything you need to know from Google's event. Most popular Samsung Galaxy S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra next to colorful props. Please subscribe to this channel. Gear. Everything Samsung announced at Galaxy Unpacked 202 Julian CHOKKATTU Gear He Best Laptop Backpacks for Work and Life. Medea GIAORDANOGEAAR Our favorite mesh Wi-Fi routers will bathe your home in YFSI MONHILLGEAAR The best Wi-Fi routers. Simon Hill. We need technology to transcend the world of information into a more humanized realm, Breezeal told Wired. The connected home of the future shouldn't feel cold and computerized, operated with Star Trek-like voice commands, she says. It should be warm and personal, interacting with us on an emotional level in addition to being able to perform useful tasks. And thanks to the mobile computing revolution, for the first time, sensors and processors are small, efficient, and cheap enough for something like this to take the form of a robot that's both priced and sized reasonably enough for consumers. Something like this is a nice bridge between devices and tablets and Jibo robots that we imagine in science fiction, Breezeal says. How it works. One of Jibo's key features is human and facial recognition. Using a stereo camera system, it can distinguish people from their background surroundings so it knows when there's a person in the room. In particular, it can recognize faces, so it knows which human it's talking to. When development is complete, Jibo will also be able to recognize facial expressions so it can guess your mood and cater its interactions to your current state of mind. Onboard hardware includes a 360-degree mic array so the robot can perform sound isolation, identifying when it's being spoken to even if the person talking is not right next to it. Dual speakers supply its voice and other audio. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth radios keep it connected. On its face is a circular LCD touchscreen, and its plastic skin is also touch responsive. A quad-core ARM processor acts as the brains. A 3-axis motor system allows the top section to spin all the way around on the base. While it's meant to stay plugged in the majority of the time, it does include a battery so you can move it around the house for short periods. Though Jibo is still a prototype, Breezeal's team developed a demo to show what the robot will eventually be fully capable of in terms of looks and behavior. The appearance is close to final. Jibo actually looks a lot like Eve from the movie Wall-E, at least in the prototype I saw. The body is shiny, circular and white. The head is spherical, though a chunk is cleanly sliced out of it so a flat LCD display can act as its face. For a while, we were excited about curved displays, but we realized that the technology wouldn't be ready and robust enough. Breezeal says. It give benefits to people. Jibo can perform these skills for you through natural and intuitive interaction, speech plus other inputs such as vision and touch. Jibo learns from interacting with you in the context of his skills to personalize them to you. Jibo also can learn who you are by recognizing your face and voice. So it talks, learns and comes with facial recognition technology, along with all the usual motors, cameras, microphones and speakers. Tech geeks are sure to rave. Others, those who are already freaked out about spying and the security of their personal information, well, maybe not so much. The consumer version of Jibo will cost $499 and is expected to begin shipping to the US, Canada, Europe, Japan, Korea and Taiwan in late 2015. Jibo, the adorable robot made by Jibo, Inc., was getting phased out, but that didn't stop from using his robot companion for one last hack. When he found out that the company would be terminating production of new Jibos and shutting down their servers, he wanted to replace the brain of the robot so that it would continue to live on even after all of its software had become deprecated. By the time the project started, the SDK downloads had already been removed from developers' site, so they looked at other options for controlling Jibo. The first challenge was to not break the form factor in order to disassemble Jibo. They only managed to remove the battery from the bottom, realizing that the glass frame held the brain room. From within the robot, they were able to find the endless rotation joint for the head and the heart of the electronics. Jibo uses a DC motor, encoder, and IR sensor at each of 3 distinct levels to detect reference points. Hay decided to use fidgets modules to interface with these devices. While the DC motor controller handles 2A and has an encoder port, the fidgets are able to provide software with the encoder and PID built in. That helped POP as assistant. The 4X digital input module was used for detecting the IR switch and connecting the modules to the computer. Martins decided to use Latte Panda, a hackable Windows 10 development board, assistant for the brain of the new Jibo. The board was luckily able to fit inside the compartment for Jibo, but since it requires more power, the unit is powered with 12 volts regulated to 5 volts in order to have less current passing through the wires. The DC motors, meanwhile, run at 12V and the IR switches and encoders at 5V. A program developed in Unity 3D plays the eye animations, and the C# program interfaces with the fidgets. The final configuration was to fit Jibo onto a robotic arm to augment its behaviors. We previously wrote about Toppy, the robotic arm artist, that was used as the base for Jibo's new home. An early-stage French startup, Blue Frog Robotics, joins the list of growing robotics companies that wants you to have a companion robot in your home. An early-stage French startup, Blue Frog Robotics, joins the list of growing robotics companies that wants you to have a companion robot in home. Their prototype robot, Buddy, soon to be available for adoption on Kickstarter, is being built, but Jibo is most active assistant. This small, 22.8-inch, 58 centimeters, humanoid robot will talk to you, sing to you or with you, or just be your companion around the house. Take the much-anticipated Jibo created by Dr. Cynthia Breezeal, who is considered one of the first social roboticists. Jibo is the companion robot that takes photos and videos and does some serious multitasking, from being a hands-free helper to an education and telepresence device and smart platform. Jibo, a Boston-based company, had a successful crowdsourced fundraising campaign raising more than $2.2 million USD on Indiegogo in 2014. Jibo as Assistant is expected to ship in 2016. Boston has long been a hub for robotics in the US. From iRobot and Rethink Robotics, to Boston Dynamics, Empire Robotics and 4Moms, which raised $41 million in for its robotic strollers from Boston-based Bain Capital Ventures. Please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.